Hi, David again from concertblogger.com. Today I have the great pleasure to be sitting down with the band Rhino. Got it right? I had a little trouble remembering the name of the band. I'm sorry about that, but there's reasons.
No worries.
Forgetfulness.
Self-induced.
So why don't you introduce yourself and tell me what you do in the band?
I'm Bobby and I play lead guitar.
I'm Tommy, I'm the bass player.
I'm Jack, I play the drums.
I'm Adam, and I sing and play guitar.
Alright, well thank you.
Lead singer?
The lead singer as opposed to the not so lead singer. You guys are from New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
And originally, and soon to be taking over the world, as you're trying to do.
It's on a three-month calendar.
3-month plan. It's in a 3-month plan somewhere along there. I want to thank you first of all for taking some time out today. What a great day. You guys are on iHeartRadio this afternoon, and you got a big show tonight over at Webster Hall, and you squeezed me right into the middle of this whole crazy experience, and I guess lunch is waiting on me finishing this interview. Awesome. So let's not take too long with this.
Unless you brought the mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I did not. I did not. I am definitely cheeseless.
I wouldn't go
Don't sell yourself short.
I wouldn't go that far.
You got plenty of cheese, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
You got plenty of cheese.
So I saw you guys actually open up a couple of weeks ago for Night Riots, and I got to tell you, I kind of. It was, I don't know what it was about the show or what it was, but I kind of came away thinking that you guys were a little bit more metal than you are. And now I actually went and listened to you. You've got a new album coming out we're going to talk about a little bit. And I realized that there's like no metal in there whatsoever, but I think it was like a mixture of the other bands that were playing. And I kind of, one of the things that it says on online is you're a groovy, sexy rock and roll band. Yeah. And I think that really describes it. I hadn't realized at the time, and I knew nothing about you when I walked into the show, and I was like, oh, they're kind of metalish and they're kind of hardcore. Maybe that's because I've seen a lot of metal in that particular room or whatever, but I think you guys, the band's more like a chameleon. How would you describe your sound?
I definitely think that we draw from a ton of places. We were all, 90s babies growing up, so, we grew up on people like Foo Fighters and Incubus and, of course, got your Alice in Chains, your Soundgardens and all those. I mean, I can tell you the way I learned how to play guitar was by sitting and, playing Weezer's Blue album front to back. You know what I mean? So I think that those things definitely shine through, but we definitely have a modern spin on it, but we also don't like to pigeonhole ourselves. If something sounds good and it's a really, really good tune, we're going to play it. So I'm going to be like, oh, well, that's, not too good. We're going to play whatever's good.
I want people to dance. Want everyone up there feeling like something they can move to. But we also love guitar music, so it's a way, and the way he plays the drums and the way he plays the bass, it just works that way.
Works a little bit differently than anything that is
straightforward rock.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, and we love to play,
but it's more of a groove-oriented kind of thing going on. There's definitely
not necessarily intentionally either. Just when we're in the room, it's kind of what happens.
That's the magic that's made between the art that's made between you four guys when you put your stuff together and your sounds together. Well, that's really cool. I really dig it. So you got the debut album coming out. It's a full-length album coming out. I'm sure you've had some other releases, some EPs and stuff before this.
Not as Rhino.
Not as Rhino.
We were this band was a different band.
Okay, well let's start with this. How about we do this? Why don't you tell me the history of Rhino and how this all came about? How you four guys got together to start playing together?
Cool. Me and Bob played in a cover band in college in Pennsylvania.
Larry Bird with a Y.
Yeah, for copyright reasons.
Larry has a Y.
Me, Jack, and Tommy grew up in the same hometown. I met Bob in college. We did the cover band thing. That's over. And me and Bob we want to start a band. And we always knew Jack was a guy because we all became friends, just small town. And
I actually played a show with Jack when we were in college. He was like 19 years old, I think, or something like that.
I think I'm still 18.
Yeah, he's
barely able to get into the show.
Weekend at college. Let's say it wasn't hard to sneak me into the bar to play.
And then Jack knew Tommy. I knew Tommy's brother, and I shot Tommy a creepy Facebook message saying, "Do you want to come jam?" And that was 4 years ago. And we just kind of cut our teeth on playing small, crappy shows and figured it out. And Rhino was a decision when we realized we figured out what we want to do musically, and got our show together and wanted to take it more seriously. So we kind of put a name on it and wrote some much better songs, and that's the album.
All right, cool. And it's a full-length album?
10 songs.
10 songs.
39 minutes.
You know, that's really something a little different nowadays in music today. It seems like everyone's gone to the singles only, kind of releasing one song at a time.
5-song EP.
Or the little EP, the little, the iTunes kind of special type of thing. And to actually take it and go to a whole album concept, it takes a certain commitment. And what went into the album? What went into your ideas behind saying, hey, you know what, we have enough here to package this as a whole big thing?
It was super organic.
We originally had said that we were going to do like 6 or 7 songs probably, so we were thinking about making cuts and stuff like that. And eventually, while we were doing all the pre-production with our producer Brett Romness, we eventually let's just put them all on there. They're all good. They all fit with each other.
When we went into the studio, I don't think we even still knew that it was 100%.
We were set on stone. Yeah.
So we knew we wanted to at least have enough for an EP and a solid EP and be able to put that out. And then once we realized that 10 out of 10 were going to come out sounding really good, it didn't
why
make
not?
sense.
Why leave them in the vault if they're done and they're
Exactly.
here?
Otherwise, they would have been. By now, we have so much stuff even to make another album or another 3 albums at this point. It didn't make sense to write and record this music and then not release it.
Exactly. You wanted to get out there. So the name of the album is Dirt Rust Chaos, and it's out on May 5th.
Oh yes,
Cinco de Rhino.
Cinco de Rhino. Yeah, that's awesome.
Hashtag.
Awesome. I love it. And you're gonna be able to get it on iTunes and any other hard.
Yeah, it's gonna stream. The hard copies for order and all that stuff will be May 5, and then the week after, I think it goes online everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they can find that on your website, which is
DeafRhino.com.
DeafRhino.com. Very easy to remember. So on the album, I do have to say you have a few songs that you've released through SoundCloud. Mm-hmm. I really like the song "Hey You." What into making that song, and how did that come about?
Hey You almost didn't make the album.
I was like,
oh really?
Which is great, and
it's like the least favorite.
And that's a song that's gotten a lot of really heavy feedback, and like we just got played on Q1043 the other night. We were at a point where we kind of hit a wall we were right, and we just couldn't figure out what we wanted to do, where we wanted to go. There was like one part that was missing, and then I think we changed up the drum kit.
It was a big drum roll that was missing.
Yeah. It was the
That's always what the problem is, right? It's always the drummer misses a little piece. Cowbell, more
and the beginning of it, I think, was the real big part. Was how the song started and the dynamic of how we came into it, and then we figured it out somehow. So
that one had the most elbow grease on it. A lot of it came together super naturally, and then just kind of refining. Going back, that one was like start to finish. Everything needed some polish.
And it's really like structurally and even musically kind of one of the more simpler things. It's just an in your face kind of let's go out on a Saturday night, whatever happens. But like I said, like a lot of work went into making a 3-minute rocker.
Yeah. Exactly. You don't really think about that. You think of it as a 3 minutes kind of thing, and how long could they have taken to put in to make that, and then to realize what it really takes to make every little thing come together in the way that you want it to. It's amazing how much time goes into it.
We've done a lot of releases that like a little off off the cuff when we got in the studio. This one we knew we're not signed, so everything we do is on our own buck.
Your own dime.
So it's like
your own buck. It used to be your own dime, but not anymore.
Yeah. So
you're on 20.
We worked hard to make sure we made everything the way we'd feel proud about it months later, which is the first time for me on a piece of music I've made. I'm still stoked on it.
Cool.
So it's nice.
And we did it all in 5 days too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Well, that's also necessity is the mother of invention.
Right.
You gotta bang it out because you're paying for it, so
Yeah.
you gotta make it
Our
work.
producer said though, he was like, you guys did it in 5 days, what a lot of bands do in 6 months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
so-
exactly. Which is it's a great thing because it shows you what the band is capable of doing, so that maybe you're in a different situation a few years from now where you do have some time and money and everything. Exactly, that you know what you're capable of to do it on the shoestring. So now when I have the full deal, it's going to make it so much better.
You hear like dudes like Jack White say like I like to make things more difficult for myself. Like that short time period, like you buy in and it's just like you become obsessed with it, and it was.
I think it does have a lot to do with obsession. You have to have that push and that drive and that obsession. And
Even when you're not tracking, to be sitting at the board, just like drinking your beer and listening to whatever else you're doing.
We were really excited about it.
It's
Like the
long
whole time,
days.
even if you weren't doing anything, everyone was in the room as much as we could. be.
Wine shirts and wicker hats.
Yeah.
awesome. So you've gotten a lot of press coverage recently. I mentioned the iHeartRadio thing, and you've gotten some other big stuff. How has that affected you guys? All of a sudden now it's like you've been working on this, kind of like you said, you're working on it. You're figuring out what your sound is and what your music is, and now you've got it. And all of a sudden people are starting to take notice.
Our live show, like locally, as like a club band in New York and Jersey, that's like what's been building us quietly within our little community. And it's nice getting some outside legitimacy, to get our music to new people, which is the hardest thing to get for anybody, and just kind of making everything we've done with our community of friends and family like something a little more serious. I think everyone's kind of excited for it, and it's been just nice on both fronts, like new exposure and legitimizing in professional respects.
Professional respect,
The
exactly.
cool thing we've been doing in the DIY world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, DIY, but it's really DIT. I think it's a little bit do it together.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it with the other bands. Maybe you need a drum tonight. Something happened with your, something. You need a chord. You need whatever.
Just the friends and the family who keep coming out. And money,
exactly.
support,
And
like,
feeding off each other and building that creativity.
it is very touching every single time.
Yeah. Cool. So are there any plans to tour now? I know you got the show tonight, but you have, I know you think you have a record release show coming up in your hometown?
Maxwell's.
That's on May 15th.
Okay.
That's gonna be crazy. We got some really great bands from South Jersey coming up to play, and like it's gonna be a lot of fun. If you like to party, that's where you need to be. May 15th.
May 15th. All right. Well, duly noted. Any other plans for any other
Record release
touring
through
things?
May. We have a ton of Northeast shows through May and June, July, and then that's like right around the time we're gonna start planning at least a Northeast run.
Okay.
All of our resources are on getting this thing out,
Getting this thing
it
out,
heard
getting it
at least.
heard.
Yeah. We've been sitting out there for a
play-
year. All we want to do is get it out,
Yeah.
let people hear it,
And then figure out what to do
see what
next.
happens after that.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you taking a few moments out of your busy schedule here and
Not a problem.
sitting down and talk to us here at Concert Blogger.
Okay.
And we'll be sure to check you out and any of the concert dates, I'm sure, on deafrhino.com.
Instagram, Def Rhino.
And Instagram, okay, you guys, that's another thing, social media and stuff. What's your main? Some bands are Twitter, some bands are Facebook, some
We
bands
try
are
to make sure
Instagram.
that we hit
You gotta hit it,
all
you gotta hit it all.
Try to keep it okay. So
Facebook, like people are getting off of it more and more, and Instagram, a lot of people are going on to. So Instagram's really cool.
cool.
Facebook's cool.
So
Everybody's
we can check you out. You're definitely socially aware, socially connected to the internets, as they say.
the interweb.
The interwebs, exactly. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Have a great day, and we'll see you out there soon.
Take it easy.